All right. So
All right.
how's everybody's body today?
Good.
Cool.
Better than the
Okay.
other day.
What did you say, Alyssa?
Better than Monday.
Well, hey, that's good then. Nice to be getting better.
Yeah.
I know we have our days we go up and down, huh? But well, let's kind of make sure we organize our body so that we're as upright as possible here. Make sure your feet are, your toes are even, whether you're in a wheelchair or on a regular chair with your feet on the floor. And let's just take a couple breaths here after we've gotten organized here. Feet, sit bones evenly weighted here to begin with, and we'll just normal breath. So, but notice where your inhale breath tends to go. And as you exhale, just allow everything to kind of release down into the pelvis, into the feet, into your base of support. And then we'll kind of direct the breath. So let's inhale and direct the breath all the way down into our feet, if we can. So you can use your hands even, and just to kind of encourage and create some energy. So we'll press down into the thighs and then slide out to the knees, and just a little weight down into the knees so you feel some weight through your feet, if you can feel that. So we'll use that exhale to kind of drop our weight down into our feet. And bring some energy in, as much energy as possible, into the legs. And feel those feet really grounded into the surface that they're sitting on. And good. And then we're going to go ahead and just take a few breaths, breathing into now the pelvis, the pelvic bowl. Kind of bring our attention into that area. So inhaling, and see if you can just maybe imagine that water is being poured down into this pelvic bowl here, this pelvis. And as you exhale, feel the two sit bones just sink down deeper into the seat, the cushion, or the chair that you're sitting on. Bringing attention there. Maybe imagine the sit bones are reaching all the way down through the chair, into the floor, into the center of the earth. How's that for being grounded? And then let's move our attention up into the low back area and low belly. So inhaling and thinking about widening the low back, and the low belly will just lift a little bit. And as you exhale, think about drawing that belly button back towards the chair and upwards towards the back of your neck. So it kind of connects the lower part of the core into the head and neck. And we can even start to imagine as we exhale that we're creating and tightening up this little corset that's around our waist, this imaginary corset, okay? And then I'm gonna have you take your hands and put your left hand on your right thigh and your right hand on your left thigh. And so thinking about hugging the thighs, so either you can do it and you actually are able to kind of get some of an isometric contraction, or you imagine what it feels like, but you're hugging the thighs together as you press both hands into the thighs. So we'll exhale as we do that. and then release. And then both hands pressing both inner thighs, squeezing. Take a breath, exhale. Good. This next time we're going to take 3 breaths. Okay. So release and then pressing one more time. So inhaling for 3. Deeply exhale and another breath. Keep pressing. And one more breath. And release. So kind of activating energetically or actually physically the inner thighs, which kind of help feed into our pelvic floor and the foundation of our core. So we got that kind of going today. Now let's just take a few breaths into the ribs. And if you want, you can place your hands around the rib cage. And we'll inhale, feel the rib cage open and expand. And then exhale, deflate the lungs, ribs draw together. And if you want, you can use the hands, just encourage the ribs to come a little deeper together, which helps bring the lungs out. So let's take 2 more breaths there. So inhaling completely and exhaling, complete exhale, all the air out. One more breath. Okay, now I have a new one for you. I don't think we've done this before. So we're going to take our hands, and you can either have them, so you're going to have your palms kind of pressing outwards away from you. And you want to have the fingertips about as wide as your own armpits. And you can have the hands down low if you want, or you can bring them up to shoulder level. And what I want you to think about doing when we do this is really trying to stretch the elbows long and press the arms out as if you're pressing, as if you're inside of a barrel and you're pressing yourself into the barrel. Okay, like I think of like a big wine barrel. Okay, so let's start with our hands here. We're going to take just 2 normal breaths. We'll put some energy into elbows wide. And just normal breaths. And then this next breath, let's inhale fully and then exhale fully and hold that exhale. So we're going to press, inhale fully, deeply exhale. And then think about elbows going wide, palms pressing, elbows wide. Try not to inhale. Hold, keep pressing wide elbows. Now see if you can, actually, let's go ahead and release the breath. And there's one more step that I have to give you. So the next time we do this, we'll hold the breath, we'll hold that exhale. And a nice way to do it is actually to kind of, after you've exhaled fully, is to swallow, kind of take a swallow and then imagine sealing off your throat. And then we're going to, as you're kind of holding that exhale, you're going to think about trying to muscularly push the ribs out 3-dimensionally, but mostly wide, right? So you're really using the muscles and not the air, not the breath. Okay, here we go. So arms in our ready position here. Let's just take 1 normal breath. And then 1 full deep breath and 1 full exhale. Swallow, seal off your throat, and then thinking about wide elbows, wide, wide, wide elbows, stretching the fingertips towards each other, and then trying to push the ribs out. I'm going to watch you guys. So trying to expand your rib cage with the muscles, widen, create a 3-dimensional, good, keep pressing and think of that wine barrel, pressing, and then relax. So hopefully you guys kind of got some activity in and around the ribs. if you can't hold your hands up there, just imagine the energy of the elbows reaching out wide. You could even just have the arms resting on your lap here, okay? That's totally legal, but thinking about really elbows wide. So let's do it one more time. So we'll take one normal breath, and then we'll do that that rib cage. It's actually called like an apnea. Because apnea is like without, you're not breathing. So we're not breathing, but we're expanding the rib cage. So inhaling normal, exhaling normal, and then deep inhale, deep exhale. All of the air out, seal off your throat, and then press, stretch those elbows wide. Push, imagine you're really trying to create more space inside the rib cage. Push the ribs out. More, 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 and then relax. Good. So did you guys feel some movement in here? Yes or no?
So why is that good for us?
It's just another way of opening up the rib cage. And I have to confess, I actually learned it from my my physical therapist. And we've been, just because she knows I'm into the breath, so she gives me, she has a couple new breathing exercises. And so it's an apnea breath. You actually end up by exhaling completely and sealing off the throat, you kind of create a little vacuum. So I don't know if you guys were able to feel that. But you will play with it in the future, and you can play with it on your own too. I've found that it actually helps me with my shoulder range of motion, because I'm just getting these muscles in here more, just working harder to activate more, which releases just tightness around the shoulders. So, I mean, everything's connected, remember? So ribs are really, the rib cage and the torso is kind of part of the arms, or the arms are really part of the rib cage torso. So that's, I wanted to share that with you guys.
Thank you.
We'll play with it maybe more next time too. All right, so let's go ahead now and just do a few little shoulder shrugs. So nice and wide across the chest, and just allow the shoulders to float up to the ears and then soften down. Okay, inhaling, floating them up. Exhale, softening them down and turning it into a shoulder roll. So we can roll our shoulders up, back and down, up, back and down and around. Feel the shoulder blade muscles. Feel the opening of the chest. And let's do one at a time. Kind of feel that shoulder moving the arm, right? And feel free to let the rib cage kind of move, just to kind of get as much kind of activity around there as we can. Nice. Great. Let's bring the hands now up onto the shoulders, and we'll pull the elbows together. Shoulder blades come apart, and then open the chest, shoulder blades squeeze together. Okay, we can inhale and exhale. Inhale, elbows together. Exhale, elbows apart. And you can turn these into circles if you're able to. When we bring the elbows up high, really, really stretch. Try and touch the elbows to the sky and around. Touch the elbows to the sky when you're at this point here. So we really lengthen that tricep, and down and around. And one more, and then we'll reverse. Elbows up, elbows to the sky, elbows to the walls, down to the floor. And excellent. Got those guys kind of mobilized. Let's do a few little just nodding the head yes, thinking about really feeling the head on top of the spine. So just nod yes. You can think of it also in terms of the throat closes a little bit, but still stretching the crown of the head to the sky. And then the throat opens. So throat is kind of closing and then open. And nice, let's go ahead now. And with head on top of the spine, best you can. And chest stays nice and open and wide. Turn and look to the left. As far as you can. Back to center. Turn and look to the right. As far as you can, staying wide across the chest, back to center. We'll turn and look to the left again and keep our head turned. Really use those eyeballs now. Eyes straining hard to look as far to that direction over that shoulder as you can. Keep your head here, but try and bring the eyes forward and to your right. And then back looking over that left shoulder again. And then bring the eyes forward, which pulls your head around forward. Okay, now let's turn and look to your right. So keep your chest. I'm just observing a couple of you. See if you can keep your chest square. So don't let your torso move. Go ahead and look forward again, folks. Just so you can see me. So what we don't want is, we don't want this to happen right now. We're really just trying to get the cervical rotation. Okay, so trying to keep your chest square, and we'll turn and look to your right. Awesome, better. So eyeballs really straining hard now to look as far over that right shoulder. And then keep your head there, but bring your eyes forward and towards your left as much as you can. And then eyes back over that right shoulder. And then eyes forward to bring your head forward. Awesome, awesome. Now let's just do kind of some little, just organic, let your head move however it feels like. So it might be a little, you might kind of start with a little chin tuck, head nod, and then let it have its own way. Kind of move in that head organically. And maybe you'll find some little nooks and crannies that feel tight. Doesn't have to be a lot of movement. As a matter of fact, try and make it kind of as micro of a movement as possible and see what you find, right? Small movement is sometimes kind of more detail, more informative, stretches more the muscles that are tight. So just kind of fun to play with that. Let's now kind of do the same thing with the arms. We can kind of just let the arms do their octopus organic sort of, let them do their thing and feel that joint, that shoulder joint really get lubricated, even the elbows and the wrists. Just let it all go. You can let the torso move if it wants. Have fun. Kind of really let your body tell you what it wants and needs and craves. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. So we're all tuned in. Now let's come back to some more structured movement. So shoulders rolling up, back, and down. Palms are going to rotate up to the sky. And let's inhale up. And then exhale, press down. And we'll inhale. And exhale, press down. So really enjoy that inhale breath and that exhale breath. How yummy is that air, right? Let's pulse the breath for 2 beats on the inhale and the exhale. So inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. And then let's do it for 3 points. 2, 3, and up, 2, 3, down, 2, and 3. Last one. Nice. Shake those shoulders out a little bit again. And let's go ahead actually and just bring those shoulder blades up, back and down here again, and bring the elbows into the side, into your waist. If you want, you can push them into your chair back and flip your palms towards each other like they're holding onto a block, a yoga block or shoebox. And engage those shoulder blades, rotate like you're pressing the back of your hand against some resistance, and then open and then close. So we'll open and close. And again, open and close. And nice, 2 more. Nice. So keep the elbow in at the waist. If it's helpful for you, you can always like put a towel or I've got a few hairbands here, but if you have something there, then you're forced to hold on to it. So then you're really getting the external rotation, right? And nice, let's switch the hands so that the palms are down. So opening and opening. And feel that in the mid back, feel the arm bone rotate. We'll do one more here. And then we're gonna flip your palms upwards. It's the same thing. Really feel that, that forearm is all rotated, and then we'll open. And like you're pulling a band apart. We'll go to a band next. Let's do 2 more. Open, control, open, control. Nice. So let's go ahead now and let's grab your band. Everyone has a band, right? And if you don't have a band, you can just repeat what we just did without the band. So it's not a necessary thing. But it's nice to, since we just opened up in that external rotation, to add a little resistance if you have it. So if you have a band, you're gonna hold it so that you can hitchhike your thumbs outwards. And again, elbows in at your side. And then you're gonna open. So if you only have one arm to do that with, then there is, you could always use a band and tie it into a door knob. But I'm just looking at you, Ronlyn, and not sure because I can't see what your arms are doing, so I wasn't sure. But let's do 10 more pull aparts. Pull apart. Good, pull apart. Pull apart. Good, let's go ahead and do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1 we're gonna hold. Shoulders back and down. Hold, 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 and release. It's the hold that gets me. I don't know about you guys. All right, let's go ahead. We can put our bands aside just for a moment and bring that right arm all the way up, stretch towards the sky, reach the left hand down towards the floor. So reaching both hands in opposites. And then we're gonna switch, reaching both hands in opposites. So so Ron Lynn, why don't you just work with your left arm, reaching up. So reach up, up, up. Now bring the left arm down, Ron Lynn. Good, and reach down, reach it down. So you're gonna do opposite. So reach your left arm down, Ron Lynn. Let's leave your right arm alone and let it kind of just hang out and do it's kind of just rest. Okay, so you're just working with your left arm, Ron Lynn. So you're gonna reach up and then we're gonna switch directions and reach. And then you're gonna switch again, reach, feel the length in your torso, feel the length from head to tail and switch. Reach. Nice. And just as far, if you can only bring the arm up to here, that's perfectly fine. And one more time. Reach. And bring it all the way down. Now let's bring the right arm up. And we're going to side bend. And remember, when we're in our side bend, we're keeping ourselves as if we're inside of a toaster slot, right? Take a breath here, expand everything on that side that's exposed, and then bring it back to center. And then over to the other side, up, inhaling up, and side bending over. So keeping that shoulder, that left shoulder blade on the back, and breathing into that whole left side, and exhale back. So again, inhale up and over, take a full breath. And then use your exhale to return. Inhale up, exhale over, take a full breath. Use your exhale to return. And this time we're going to stay in the side bend position. So we're going to inhale, try to reach a little bit more, get a little bit more length out of this whole part of the body. And exhale, grab a hold of your imaginary weight and pull down. So you're going to inhale, reach up for it, and exhale, pull down. Squeeze the shoulder blade together. So shoulder blade floats up as you reach. Then exhale, shoulder blade down. And inhale, reach. Exhale, shoulder blade back and down. Shoulder blade back and down. And don't forget about the stabilizing one, right? So we want to keep that nice and open. Let's do one more. And then we shall go ahead and bring ourselves up to sitting again. Ooh, feel like I got a little crooked. And all the way up with the left. Side bend over. Reach now a little more than you think you can. And then exhale, grab a hold and pull down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, grab and pull down. So really use your breath. Move with your breath. Feel how your breath, that inhale kind of helps facilitate, create more space and length. And your exhale helps create more kind of strength and engage that shoulder blade back and down. And then we'll go ahead and bring it right back up to sitting tall. Awesome. And let's go ahead now and bring our right arm forward. So, sorry, I should have said, yeah, our right arm forward. Okay, and you're just going to reach and then draw back. So feel that movement from the shoulder blade. Reach as far as you can, and shoulder blade draws it back. Imagine someone's kind of grabbing a hold of your hand here, and you have to pull back against that resistance. And then we're going to do a reach, and then bring that arm all the way up. Take a breath, inhale fully, exhale fully, and then bring your arm back down and draw your arm back in. And then let's go over to the other side. So we're going to just do a few reach and pull back here. We can inhale, reach, exhale, draw back, inhale, reach. And this is even fair to do on a tabletop. If you, sorry. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, you guys. That was not good. I don't know if you can see me, but I knocked you guys over. So if you wanted to use a tabletop, you could reach with your hand resting on the tabletop. So that is how some of you might enjoy, kind of get more out of that. So reach, and then we're going to reach and pull that arm up, reaching, take a breath, inhale, really lift the chest a little more, exhale completely, and then bring that arm down and back. Awesome. So now let's bring the hands as if we're holding onto a tray here again. Shoulder blades are engaged here, but wide. And then we're going to reach both hands forward and exhale back. So everyone's going to have a different level of capacity here. I don't reach very far today, but some of you might take it all the way out, right? So we're just going to reach and try and maintain our long, tall spine. If you need to do it with just one arm, you can do it one arm at a time, which that is more functional for me to be able to keep a long spine. But you can give yourself that challenge of both arms. One more to each side if you're doing alternating. Awesome. Good job. All right, let's go ahead and do a little kind of like a breaststroke here. So we're going to bring that right arm up and then glide down and then press as if we're pushing water away. So we're going to sweep the water up and then let your thumb kind of follow the line of your body right here. Really stretch that elbow out wide for as long as you can, and then press the hand towards the floor like you're pushing water down to the floor. One more time here, and then we're going to reverse the motion. So now you're going to, thumb is going to glide along. I have the palm facing backward and then up and sweep it down and around. So inhale up, sweep it around. Inhale up and sweep it around. One more. Beautiful. You guys look good. Let's go on to the other side. So we're going to sweep that left arm up and then let the hand kind of move along, kind of cutting your body in half. And then sweep it up. Elbow goes wide. Push the water away. As you guys know by now, I like using the image of water. It's such a healing, and everybody kind of has a sense of what it's like to kind of move yourself through water. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of us. Let's reverse the motion here now. So just slide that hand up as best you can and reach and pull ourselves down through the water. One more time, Flora. Okay, now we're going to do both hands at the same time. So much fun. So you're going to glide both arms up and then send yourself out and then pull yourself through the water. So inhale. And again, thinking about arms staying in line with your body as if your arms and your torso are all inside of a toaster slot. Best you can. Pulling ourselves through the water. Let's reverse now. So sweep up and then press the water behind us. Nice. Beautiful, you guys. One more. Sweet. Okay, let's go ahead and do a little backstroke now. So let's sweep the left arm up and now go ahead and let your rib cage move. Okay, so let that rib cage, and I like to use my opposite hand to give myself a little bit more rotation there. Let your eyes follow that hand. And really inhale like you're gonna toss some confetti up and overhead and behind you. Toss that confetti. Let's go ahead and go over to the other arm. So you're gonna toss that confetti. And I like to eyes follow the hand best you can. And nice, last one. Great. Now let's bring, so both arms are you're gonna kind of, why don't we stabilize our shoulder blades kind of back and down here with both arms. And then we'll bring one arm down to rest. Look at that left hand, and we're gonna press across the body and then return. So press across, let the rib cage rotate if it can. Good, push as far over to that other side of the room as you can. You can inhale and then exhale, return. Inhale, exhale, return. And then let's actually push to an upper corner of the room. So press up and squeeze that shoulder blade back and down. Eyes on your hand. And I want to watch you guys a few times. Nice. Moving the best you can. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. All different kinds of adaptations. Let's go ahead now and go to the other hand. Okay, so let's stabilize first. And then you can bring that left hand down. And we'll look at the right and press across the body. And then eyes on the hand. Eyes on the hand. What would it be like to kind of push a heavy person away from you? One more like this, and then we'll go to that upper corner of the room. Really reach for it. Really reach for it the best you can. Great. Nice. I love it. Let's do two more. Cool. All right, let's go ahead now and just bring the arms out to, you can either have them here or you can have them out to the side in about a 45-degree angle away. That's sort of where I like to have mine. And really plug those arm bones into the back, into the shoulder joint on the back. And then we're just going to do the hand work I'm gonna get set up so that you guys can see at least one of my hands up close. So pinky finger is gonna reach towards the palm, press down, and then extend out. And then the ring finger is gonna press down. And if this feels like you can't do it with both arms, you can do just one at a time and you can assist, right? There's lots of ways to do it, but really kind of working and leading with that finger. We're just articulating through each finger. So pressing that pinky finger, pressing it into the hand as you drag it out into extension. Press the ring finger, press it into the hand and drag it out to extension. And then the ring finger and drag it out. So I think it's awesome to do it and facilitate it if you have a hard time moving those fingers. I highly encourage it, as a matter of fact, because I'd rather you kind of get that tactile. If you don't have use of a hand, then you can facilitate it with your other hand. So let's do one more little set, just because. Awesome. And then we can do a couple little wrist circles in each direction. And then let's go ahead and reach out into the Netherlands and make a fist, pull your fist back into your shoulders here. So you're gonna reach out and then gather up everything and make a fist, bring it back in. And send your fingertips out and then gather everything up. And good, 2 more. Really squeeze it in tight to you. And then release. Let's let it all go. And do a couple little, kind of swing the arms and let everything go. And I think that's a great place to kind of finish up. So thank you guys. You all looked beautiful today.